cell, where our motto is to enhance the learning curve. In today's tutorial, let's start with the respiratory system.
I am curious, how do we manage to generate so much energy to run for long durations?
Let me explain. Our bodies generate the energy by a chemical reaction which breaks down the food that we consume with the help of oxygen. Let me introduce you to the wonderful world of respiration, which is the key process to help the body obtain oxygen from the air that we breathe. Let us journey into the body along with the air that we breathe to understand the process. Air enters the body through either the nose or the mouth. This air is filtered with the help of hair and mucus present in the nose. The air then enters the pharynx, which is situated at the back of the mouth. The pharynx then leads into the windpipe or the trachea and the food pipe located dorsally behind the trachea. The entrance to the trachea is guarded by a flap called the epiglottis, which works like a trapdoor. It closes the trachea when food is ingested into the food pipe, thereby preventing the entry of food particles into the trachea. This is purely a reflex action that happens automatically when a bolus of food touches the soft palate. The air then passes through the larynx or the voice box, which is located at the start of the trachea just below the epiglottis. It contains the vocal cords, which can be tightened by muscles so that they make sounds when air passes over them. Unlike your digestive system, the respiratory system is a dead end. If something besides air gets into your lungs, it is very hard to get it back out. As usual, the body has an answer to this problem. Cells lining the respiratory passage have tiny little hair on them called cilia, and in between these ciliated cells are present goblet cells that secrete mucus. This mucus traps dirt, dust and bacteria before it enters the lungs. The cilia then wafts this mucus into the mouth so that it does not block up the lungs. Now let's revisit the trachea. The organ has C-shaped rings of cartilage that provides flexibility and maintains the required rigidity to help keep it open. Back to the airflow. The air now travels through the trachea, which further divides into two tubes called the left and the right bronchi, which enters the respective lungs. Each bronchus branches out further into smaller tubes called the bronchioles, and there are about 30,000 of these bronchioles in each lung. The air moves to the end of each bronchiole, where there are present many tiny balloon-shaped air sacs called the alveoli, which are arranged in clusters throughout the lungs. There are about 600 million alveoli in your lungs. A network of blood capillaries surrounds the wall of each alveolus. The walls of the alveoli are extremely thin and moist, thus allowing gaseous diffusion through them. Oxygen diffuses across the walls of the alveoli into the blood, and carbon dioxide diffuses out of the blood into the alveoli and take the journey back up the bronchioles, bronchus, trachea and out of the nose. The diaphragm is a large dome-shaped muscle present just below the lungs that contracts rhythmically and continually. Upon inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and flattens, causing the chest cavity to enlarge. This contraction creates a vacuum which pulls air into the lungs. Upon exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and returns to its dome-like shape, which forces air out of the lungs. I hope this helped to clear the concept.
Wow, that had me spellbound. The journey with the air molecule helped me understand the concept well.
The following assessment is the key to gauge what we have imbibed. Kudos to you if you have managed to answer all. If not, revisiting the tutorial will help reinforce concepts.